Hello all, this is D. Christopher and I am here to introduce you to a very exciting new product. This is the Maverick pouch. For years and years I've been using various different generic EDC pouches from brands like Maxpedition, Bellroy, Air, all of these very established brands that make phenomenal products. But the issue I had is that none of them are specifically designed for the items that I need to carry as a magician. Some of them are too small, they're credit card size, used for carrying coins and credit cards and earbuds and things like that. They fit in the pocket, but they won't fit the items that I need them to. Then the pouches that do fit the items I need them to tend to be far too big for me to carry around on a day-to-day in a small sling or in my back pocket. So, after much searching, I decided, you know what, I am going to put pen to paper and design my own. Something that is absolutely ideal, absolutely perfect for any magician or mentalist to carry the items that they need to carry either to a gig or on the day-to-day for casual performances and whatnot. So, if you're watching this via the link inside the box, of course, you've already seen what comes inside. If you're watching this directly after purchase from the 1914.com, of course, you will not have seen inside the box yet. So we're going to move straight through to the unboxing of the product. I'll talk about some of the features, and I've even built in some little magic features that you can make use of should you so desire. So let's move straight in. I'm just too excited about this. So I want to open up the box, show you what it is, and you're going to love this. Maybe not as much as I love it, but you're going to love it quite a lot. So let's move straight through to the unboxing. So the lid is about to come off. And inside the box, there is a very nice little drawstring bag. You can use that for other items if you so desire. I'm sure you could roll up a tie in there and throw it into your bag. And inside there, of course, is the link as well, but you're already watching the video, so that does not matter one iota. So this is the Maverick pouch. The unit itself. This is the Maverick pouch. It's made from X-Pac VX21, which is a very strong fabric. It was originally designed for Olympic sailboats. They'd create the sails out of this exact material. But it's been adopted by a lot of different carry brands from across the world because of its resilience, its strength, and it just looks great years on. So I decided that X-Pac was going to be the right kind of fabric to create this out of, because this is going to be going in and out of your pockets. It might get thrown in a bag. I wanted something that was going to be top class, and it was always going to look that way. So on the outside, we've got nice sleek black X-Pac. We've got a YKK zipper here that goes almost 3/4 of the way around, and the reason it does that is that then you can open up the pouch massively, and it's very easy to get hold of the things that you need to. Originally, in my first design, the zip only went to about here, and it was a bit tough, so we brought it all the way around, so now it's super easy to get anything you need. So inside the pouch, we have another layer of X-Pac. This is white X-Pac, so it means anything you've got in these pockets is very, very easy to see, because a lot of our props as magicians tend to be little black things, so they can be difficult to see inside like a dark wallet or something. However, for contrast, I decided to make these interior pockets out of a very thick band of elastic. So it's strong, but stretchy. And what that means is if you've got little various little trinkets, so if you use like flux or some Anverdi dice or Sixth Sense or anything like that, that would rattle around inside and might fall out, you can rest assured that it will stay perfectly in place because you've got this elastic that holds it. But the main big pocket inside, the reason it is sized the way it is that it will perfectly fit a deck of cards or a big stack of billets, and that's what informed the size of the pouch itself. The problem with buying generic EDC pouches or various different carry pouches is that size-wise they're not built for Magic, and that's why this needed to exist. Usually you'll find that they are about credit card size, maybe slightly bigger, so they can hold small dongles, credit cards, challenge coins, ear pods, you know, all of these kind of tiny items just to organize them in your pockets. Or the ones that do fit Magic products tend to be far too big to carry around. So that's why I designed this. I wanted something that would fit all of our Magic products, and it was a sensible and organized way to carry them, but it would also fit in a back pocket or in, you know, like a small bot bag or something like that. So that is the pouch. I'm going to go over all of the individual pockets and what you can put in them in the next section. But that gives you a brief overview of what you have just purchased. And once I show you what this thing can do, you're never going to leave home without it. So you've seen a brief overview of the pouch and what it's made of and, you know, what it looks like. But I figured the easiest way to go over what all of these pockets were designed for is to show you my carry, what I keep in my pouch, which goes into my bag or my pocket every single day. I've had this for about 6 months and I'm pretty happy with the configuration now. So let's first start on the outside. We have a little pen pocket here. Inside here I've got a Fisher Space Pen, the bullet design, which, if you've not seen one of these before, is the ideal pen for a mentalist. They come in various different colors, packed down really small, but what's exciting about these is the refills are pressurized, so this will write on anything. If you've got our billets, for instance, they've been designed in such a way that they can be manipulated like playing cards, but that means that certain pens, like roller balls or something like that, can smudge on there or struggle to write on there. So this bullet space pen is the ideal solution for writing on billets or anything else. This pocket, however, will also fit a mini Sharpie, which was quite important because I know that some magicians are going to be using this that are going to want to get people to write on playing cards and whatnot. So this will fit a mini Sharpie or a bullet space pen. We've got two outer pockets here, which can be used for credit cards or packet tricks if you use Wave or anything like that. That's perfect inside here, easy to get hold of, even when it's in your pocket. This back pocket here, I've got the Thy Will Be Done card. This is the playing card size version, and that's perfect. This also has a secret pocket behind here, and it has load as well, but we'll talk about that later when we're talking about the Magic features. So the entry into here is from the top, and that can carry ID, or it can carry something like a rainbow card, or of course Thy Will Be Done, Iris, anything like that that you need people to easily be able to see the cards. Inside, I have a vast array of things. We'll start in the main compartment. I've got an Eclipse deck, and I've got a stack of maybe 20, 30 of our billets, something like that. I've also got an Oracle coin from Dead on Paper, which is like a yes-no coin. That's really good for like witch hand stuff, like Timon Krause's witch hand, or Tequila Hustler or something like that. But there's many things you can do with something like that. Of course, poker chips will also fit inside if you've got some kind of poker chip thing. Or one of my favorite things to do with a coin is Doc Hilford's Nightmare coins, if you've got a Sun and Moon coin. The final thing inside here is a pendulum. Now, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I've had trouble with it for years. Pendulums usually come with these little bags, or you might find yourself a little bag to put your pendulum in to keep it all together in your pocket. However, due to the nature of carrying it in a little bag, the chain always gets tangled, and it's very, very frustrating, especially you want to do some kind of trick on someone, and you pull out your pendulum and there's a knot in the chain, or it just, yeah, it's very, very bad and very frustrating. Now, if you look, you've got all of these little index pockets, and we'll talk about uses for those later on. But I put the bead of the pendulum in the furthest pocket, drape it all the way around and into the little bag here. So that means I can easily pull the pendulum out, and it's perfect. No knots in the chain. It's a revelation. So there we go. So that's what's in the main pocket. Of course, the index pockets you've seen are empty, but we'll talk about uses for those later. In the other side, I have 3 envelopes. These are envelopes from Alan Wong and Pablo Amira, the Mysticos envelopes. So I use 1 window envelope and 2 normal ones. They're made from Tyvek, so they're very, very strong and can withstand being thrown around. So those fit in there perfectly. And finally, I have a copy of Nightmare Page, which is something that we're putting out with David Alnick, very skilled Edinburgh Fringe performer who does all sorts of really fascinating mentalism stuff. And this Nightmare Page is one of the first things we're releasing with him. It's a single page book test, and it fits perfectly. And that is all I've got inside that pouch. But just think about this for a second. With an ESP deck, you can do a ton of different effects. I mean, if you've seen our Eclipse tutorial, there's an entire act in there. With billets, even more versatile. And of course, we've got this pen that we can give to the spectator, or we can use ourselves. So with just these billets, you can do an entire act. Adding a pendulum into your billet work or your ESP work gives you another layer of visual interest. And pendulums, of course, are very fascinating anyway. You can just whip out a pendulum and you can spend 10 minutes with people and they really enjoy it. Thy Will Be Done, of course, is a very different effect. But if you're wearing a watch, you've got your pen, you've got your coin, you've got your watch, and you've got this card. So that's another really strong piece. With the envelopes here, you can do a 3 envelope test, 4DT or something like that, or just use the window envelope for something to peek something. Nightmare Page, that's another 7-minute routine, which is really strong, can read the minds of up to 4 people. So all of this stuff together, and then if we take into account some of the magic features as well, like I've got a serial number divination and things like that to show you, you could keep going for hours. You could do an entire gig on this stuff, and it all fits in your back pocket. No more having to bring around big heavy cases or anything like that. Everything that you need to create an amazing performance that's really varied can fit in this. And that fits in your pocket. So there you go. That's what I carry in my Maverick pouch. And I'm sure you'll agree that it's a pretty damn good carry. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what stuff that you carry in there. So be sure to tag us in Instagram when you've built out your carry. So let's talk about now some of the magic features, and I can show you a few little interesting things that I've built in here that allow you to do a few really cool effects. So let's move into that.